the front of our bodies, where these pectoralis muscles are, this is only able to move in the amount of movement that can come from a bone connected directly to bones. Okay, the collarbone or the clavicle connected directly to the sternum on one end and directly to the other bones of the shoulder, the humerus and the scapula on the other end. That's the front. So our shoulder seams of our clothing, the reason why they sit evenly right behind the peak of our shoulders on the top seams of our shoulders, clothing items, In the Image Clothing Company, yep, is because all this motion that comes from the shoulder, most all of it's coming from these trapezius muscles in the rear of the body. Because we don't have direct bone-to-bone connection on the back like we do on the front with the motion of the shoulder. On the back, we have bones connecting to muscles through tendons, and then those muscles connect to the spine through a tendon. Okay? The big bones on our upper backs, those scapulas, those shoulder blades, that's how they can move so much like this all around the rear of the rib cage, because they're connected by muscle to another bone. The collarbone on the front, it just pivots around bone to bone. All right. And so if we want to have motion and movement in our shoulders and the ability to fully use our bodies, okay, that's funny. Yeah. That's hilarious. Truth is truth. We need our bodies to reside in a position where they can work. And what it is just neutral, Earth's vertical gravity pull from the fingertips up to the shoulder. Okay? With the feet flat on the ground, zero drop, determine any brand of shoe. The waistband, horizontal, but maybe just slightly higher in the front than in the rear, because we already bend lower in the front at the hips when we just move to do things in life with our hands in front of us. Okay? The hip hinges forward, lower in the front. And then traveling up the body, the top seams of our shoulders, clothing items, need to just be very slightly right behind the peak of our shoulders, because any effect that our clothing is going to have on our bodies, it needs to be in a position where our bodies can move. You know, now gravity just pulls down on our tops and our shoulders stay neutral, because all this motion coming from the shoulder is in the back of the body. It is. Your pectoralis can only go where you can pivot this collarbone or clavicle directly bone to bone on either end. There's not much motion forward. But backward, you can go from neutral, clear back. Forward, you can go from neutral only as far as you can go. I mean, look at gravity. Look at my arms hanging down with Earth's gravity. I've never shown it quite like this. I've never even understood it quite like this. I mean, I understand this, but I've never okay, In the Image Clothing Company's main side, the 29th of March, 2026. It's Palm Sunday. Watch this. I'll snippet this part. This is amazing. This is from the video's title, the pectoralis muscles versus the trapezius muscles. However it's exactly titled, that's the point of the title. Watch this. That's probably just about what it's going to be, just about exactly titled though. Just about, right. The body's motion at the shoulders comes from behind it. The hands hanging down with gravity, neutral, fingertips up to the shoulders. We can pull the shoulders back a lot. Musculature connecting the scapulas, the bones on the rear of the upper back, one of the three bones of the shoulder, to the spine. These trapezius muscles have a lot of motion. They can pull those bones of the shoulder back in. My arms are still hanging down with Earth's gravity, but now they're behind my body. That's on the back of the body. But the front of the body, you've got the pectoralis muscles, and they can pull forward, but we're being determined by one of the other three bones of the shoulder, the collarbone or clavicle, that's connected directly to bone on either end. It can only go as far as it can go with those bones connecting it on either end. On the rear, we've got muscles connecting the bone of the shoulder blade or scapula, to the spine. A lot of motion from resting, Earth's gravity's pull, no opinion to it. Mathematics, perpendicular angle with its horizontal surface is the pull of gravity to the Earth. Okay. the shoulders can't really come forward. Not really. The bone can't move with the collarbone. It can't happen unless you change the curve in the spine, you know, which is starting from the feet up, and the pelvis is rotating forward, anterior. The hands work behind the body way more than they can work in front. Well, what I mean is the body pulls. The human body only pulls, literally, at the musculature level. We pull to close a hinge, but opposing muscles pull to open or extend a hinge. Because the human body only pulls, if we try to push, you just can't go just about anywhere, because the collarbone is bone to bone. This clavicle, it's just bone to bone on either end of it. But you can pull far because the scapulas or the shoulder blades connect to muscle and then to bone, and all of that motion that the muscles can offer is only backward. Muscles only pull. The insertion of the musculature that can move the shoulders from their neutral with Earth's vertical gravity pull is backward, behind our bodies. You literally physically can't go forward. It's bone to bone at each end of the collarbone. There's no opinion, no breakthrough, no new information. Unless you don't know this, it's new understandings, but this is the truth of God. I mean, this is the human being being designed in the image of God. This is every human being to ever live on either end of any time. This is how it works. And so coming back to the video's title here, okay, In the Image Clothing Company's main side, the 29th of March, 2026, the pectoralis versus the trapezius, okay, these muscle groups, the front versus the back, you can't go forward unless you change the curve in your spine. The rib cage too, I mean, it expands vertically in the front. It's connected to the spine in the rear, and the spine's our vertical support. When we breathe in, we expand in the front. And what's this doing? Essentially bringing our arms backward. Okay, essentially. I mean, it is, but only to their neutral is what I mean. It's essentially pulling the shoulders back, but only to their neutral, vertical gravity pull position, okay? The hand is just a pendulum, like I'm saying, the fingertips from the shoulder. It's all one thing, okay? When locked out at the elbow between the two, the hand is the shoulder. There's a neutral, okay? So there you go. I mean, there's no opinion. People try to maybe train their bodies, and they'll go to some kind of gym, or they'll do workout routines, and they'll talk about doing splits. One day they'll do pushing motions forward. The next day they'll do pulling motions backward. Well, you're always still over Earth's vertical gravity pull. There's always still a neutral, and you always still only have motion able to come from where the collarbone can physically pivot bone to bone on the front. But you can have a lot more motion always where the shoulder blades can move closer to the spine with the trapezius pulling them on the rear. There's only one way this happens. It's mechanics, mathematics. It's the human being. It's God's design. Don't believe me, but truth is truth. And it'll always be the same because it always has. So watch my explanation here of me explaining this as you're doing. That's the point.